Hello, this is Alan Weaver on my YouTube channel, and today I'm going a bit impromptu, talking about mirror magic and mysticism with mirrors. And I'm not going completely without a net because I'll be bringing in the Tarot of Vampire cards and guidebook, and I've got a little outline of some notes here to guide me along. But I don't know what cards I'll pull. Not sure exactly everything I'll say today. This was inspired, and it'll be posted on. I'm planning to post this on the Swarming Bats Discord channel, um, perhaps known there as Fey Demon or perhaps Swarming Bats. I can't recall. I'll post all the links um, to this creator's various creations and uh, social media sites and things in the description. But they had a post on Twitter, a little cryptic, saying, "What you think you want comes from nothing." I believe that was the cryptic quote. And it led me to reflect uh, about how our desires or perceived wants are kind of on an ever expanding event horizon. Always something more, right? And how the this desire is kind of a reflection um, that if you think of Tibetan Buddhism and dependent arising, you can look that up. Um, but the metaphor is that the reflection uh, really exists, but it doesn't have a self-existence. It arises dependently on both the mirror and the face in the mirror are required to create that reflection. And so this led me to thinking about mirror magic and even more so mirror mysticism. So without further ado, the Tarot of Vampires card that came to mind was the Two of Skulls. This would be the Two of Coins in more traditional decks. And it may be hard to see completely here, but the figure is seeing a dark reflection in the mirror. And around the mirror, there is a serpent like Ouroboros forming. And the room is dark, and yet the reflection in the mirror seems bright. She is light or they are light in attire. The figure in the mirror is darker. So there's kind of a yin and yang effect there. And the guidebook discusses this key that turns in the treasure box here that both locks and unlocks uh, the box as it turns around and round, and the Ouroboros that goes around and round. In the traditional card, um, a juggler is featured um, creating the Lemniscate uh, eternal figure 8 with the two coins that are being juggled. And so perhaps there's a bit of a similar meaning here. So, but I like how Ian Daniels brings in the mirror for the meaning of the two of skulls there. So with that in mind, uh, I'd like to draw a card um, to reflect on the ordinary use of mirrors. And so uh, I think of just health and beauty. Um, they're used in novelty and entertainment, um, in storytelling, of course. And I'll just draw one card here out randomly. I do magic and mentalism, so I am able to um, kind of take any card I want, but this is random. And the Ten of Grails. So kind of the end. This pictured here is Sleeping Beauty. Um, there with all the white roses, that spiritual fulfillment, that completion, coming to the happy ending of happiness there with that full cup um, there. So kind of a different version of that fulfillment and happiness of the Ten of Cups in the Ten of Grails card here. And so mirrors can reflect um, these desires. I guess that's a bit on theme. These hopes, this happy ending that, in my thoughts, was always a little further ahead. Once you reach one goal, then the next one comes into view on the horizon. And so, similarly, the wheel of fortune is always turning, and we see that reflected here in the Ten of Grails, perhaps. The ordinary use in looking at ourselves to maintain our goals, whether it's our well being. I see myself here in the camera view on my laptop, uh, in beauty and maintaining our appearance, but also in the funhouse mirrors of the carnival, um, and in the infinity mirrors I've seen in the novelty shops, where one mirror faces another and the lights seem to go on forever. I recall it's a frequent storytelling device, but I recall a kung fu movie from the 1970s, and the heroic character goes through various adventures and exploits, trying to attain the um, knowledge, seeking the book, finally getting there through many battles and trials and tribulations, finds the guru's or the sage's book at the end and opens it up, and it's just a mirror um, reflecting himself at the end, suggesting it was the journey, it is himself that is the message. So uh, we see the mirrors used in thematically, in storytelling, and in entertainment, and in just our well-being and appearance. Moving to a more um, maybe semi-sacred and magical use, the mirror magic promised in the title of the video. Uh, of course, it can be used in self-love. Oh, I think I missed saying another reason I was inspired by this is that swarming bats or fae um, posts um, art, posts images of using a mirror, and that also brought this theme to mind. But it, I was reminded by thinking it can be used for self-love, um, as we look at ourselves, either in the physical mirror or in uh, other things that reflect ourselves to us. Glamour magic, um, beyond just putting on the makeup or appearance or persona, the actually using um, the lipstick and whatnot to create a glamour, which is a magical term in itself, and to manifest magically um, an energy or beauty there. Uh, Mirrors can be used for shadow work, I think, maybe part of the message of this card, and for scrying. Um, a black mirror can be used in particular to get that reflective effect for divination, to receive messages as you might in a bowl of water or crystal ball or something. So I think witches and magicians, ceremonial and otherwise, um, may be familiar with using the mirror for uh, white magic, black magic, red magic to get the desired outcomes or to see the true desire, um, to bring about pleasure and happiness in some of these ways. Now, onto the mystical use. Let me draw a card for the mystical use here, and I'll just take one out without doing magic tricks today. And it's the Lord of Grails, and this is, of course, a figure, an energy that's in control of the emotions, uses the emotions in powerful ways, in tune with the depths of feeling and pathos. And here, uh, this is symbolized in one hand, this Lord riding like a knight out on the horse, has a full grail of the elixir in one hand, the blood like elixir, and in the other hand, he's got the head of the Medusa, um, presumably a symbol of having that imagination and emotion of the Medusa and that serpent energy um, in his under his control and his power as the horse rears up under him in the looks like lightning and thunder filled sky. So this mystical use might be considered as a way of entering into these realms of the imagination and the emotion and the depths of the heart. Um, I think of a portal, something like Alice going through the looking glass and moving from the imagination, like the shamanic journeys or astral uh, tripping, uh, using the imagination to enter maybe a mind palace or um, vision or dream uh, imagery, and then holding space there, using that trance or hypnotic state uh, to wait and go from imagination to the what's been called the imaginal. And so, whether reflecting within the self or maybe the other as a mirror, a kind of projection, and maybe you can have double um, projection in role play or taking on roles in that manner, but or an archetype that is actually a reflection um, of ourselves, such as anima and anima mundi. Um, but whatever case, using this uh, reflective power uh, to go into, however you want to picture this, going into the abyss, going through, crossing the abyss. In Thelema, it would be to meet the holy guardian angel, but in other practices, it might be to meet the holy daemon or to reach the singularity, the non dual state, that transcendent state. And um, just about lost my train of thought there. Um, oh, yeah, I was thinking of Nietzsche, who said if we stare long enough into the abyss stares back at us. Um, so, but using this reflective power, maybe a literal mirror, um, maybe a figurative through the archetype or other person, um, or self-reflection, but to go into this transcendent state that has been desired by um, many mystics and reached by various methods. So I better stop here. It's about um, almost 17 minutes long. Thank you for listening to my ramble and card draws on mirror magic and mysticism of the mirror. Take care.